Guys, welcome to another Zenler FBH, so Facebook help. So question coming from Jess Hill: how can I get coach landing page to line up? So you can see here she's got things all over the place. Now I'm not sure about these images, but it looks like they're not the same size because of the distance between here and here seems to be different from here. So one very important aspect is to make sure that these images are the same size to run in sequence. The other thing I think she's suggesting is for this to run down to the bottom so they all line up across here. So let's have a look how we can do that inside Zenler. Okay, so I have three images here. These are PNG, so all of this white area is transparent, and I have that image there and that image there. These are exactly the same size, they're all square. So I'm going to now create the block inside of Zenler. Okay, so I'm in a blank page now. I'm just going to add a row. I'm going to make that row 3 like this, and we're going to drop an element in here. I'm going to drop in an image element here, and I'm going to upload my files that I've got on my desktop. There they are. Let's drop the first one in. I'm going to do that without cropping, and that's one done. Let's go and grab the next one, image, upload, next one, and so on. So remember, upload without cropping, and we are going to drop the third one in, which is here, like so. So you're going to notice straight away these are all in line because they're all exactly the same sizes. Now for our next bit, what we want to do is we can drop the element in the name, the text field. So I'm going to click on this box, I'm going to add an element, I'm going to go through and I'll add a heading 3. It's up to you what you want to call it. We'll call this name 1. I'll just duplicate it, bring it across, and clone and bring it across again, like so. Right, now the tricky bit comes with different text because we've got different line text in here, so it's throwing these up in this area, okay, but it's not a problem, we can easily fix this. So let's go and add another element. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to add a text, and we got some text in there. I'm going to take this text block and we're going to just drop it in here and drop it in here, and let me delete that one out. Notice it's throwing it off when I've got bigger text. It's alright, it's not a problem. So now I'm going to take this text and I'm going to change the amount of copy in here because this is obviously what's going to happen. Now notice it's all out of alignment. It's not a problem. I'm going to fix this in a minute. So I'm going to click this next box. I'm going to add a new element. We're going to add a button in here, just like Jess has done. Okay, I'm going to go to the design. I'm going to change this to round. And I'll do it in normal size. I'm going to reduce this down a little bit. It's a little bit too big. Change a little bit of that padding there down to about 8. Okay, that'll do. Now I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to run it into this one. I'm going to duplicate again and I'm going to run it into this one. Okay, so what we have here is different sizes and it's all taking from the bottom and pushing up. So what we can do is we can actually click the row and hit the settings, and you can simply go to vertical alignment and align it all via the bottom there. This will line up these parts along here. If we vertically aligned top, they would go up there like that. So here we have this, and you can see it's all up and down. We could actually align it by the bottom, but as you can see, then the top all goes out. So how can we do this? Now let's have a look at a preview of this first of all. So you can see it's all different. If I start to scale this down to mobile, that looks all great. But it's here that it looks a bit off. So what you can do is you can come into the actual block here above the button, and what I could do is I could just add some bottom space into here, and it will knock it down to where the lowest point of the next block is. So you could do the same for this as well. So let's now take this block and also do the bottom. So if I put spacing at the bottom, you can see you can knock it down more. Now you can also bring it up here as well, but it's best to kind of just get it so it's working here. So if I click save now to this and we have a look and we hit the refresh button, and you're going to see they're all down on the same level and it's all running level here. The only problem is if we bring this down, then you're going to see there's more space. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to set that up so it's different on mobiles. So that's pretty easy. We can just come in here and go in and change this on a mobile view. So on mobile, where we've got it there, we can just tell it to come back. And now when I switch to this, it'll look all right. And if we go to mobile, it's going to look all right in there. Again, you might want to just go in and add a little bit more so it looks like the one underneath, and that one you might want to change as well. It looks good. Jump into tablet, maybe for the tablet version. I'll just add a bit in here. A little bit of tinkering around here. So you got mobile, looks good. Tablet, looks good. Desktop, looks even. Save. Come back in here to check it. Just refresh that. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do a check using the inspector. So right hand clicking, going down to inspect, and I'm going to click this little tag here to turn it to mobile responsiveness, and it should be looking good, which I think it is. I'm going to pull this out a bit, and yeah, so that's how you can do it inside of Zenler. So a little bit of playing around because of different levels, because you're setting this these up for mobile, tablet and desktop slightly different, so you've got to make some tweaks in there, but as you can see for the desktop version it's absolutely fine. So you can knock the spacing down on this to basically take up the rest of the space here to knock these down. Now you could also take this and you could set this to have a top as well and bottom if you wanted to. So lots of ways to actually get it to line up. There is another way. You could have created a different row down the bottom and just put the blocks in there, but what happens then is when you go into mobile you'll get all the buttons appear underneath each other, which is not what you want. So hopefully Jess, that's answered your question, and happy days.